So I'm going to start Chris's campaign, previously played through Leon's campaign, where we saw little bits of little bits of Chris's campaign where they intersected with Leon, although those two campaigns don't intersect particularly heavily. I'm going to go back out to the main menu so we can watch the intro video that loops. I don't really understand this. I heard at one point it was a requirement from Microsoft or the console owner that there be a little video that loops, the kind of thing that arcade machines used to do. I'm not really sure why modern console games have them, and sometimes they're really well designed, and sometimes they have a necessary part of the introduction to the story that you don't see when you start the game. Sometimes they have massive spoilers in them. Sometimes they are just the trailer. Very strange. I don't really understand what they're for. The trailer seems to make the most sense, since you're going to have to make a trailer anyway. You might as well use that at the main menu. But of course it's likely to contain spoilers, so I guess you can just skip it and get on with the game. Resident Evil 6 is odd. So the game has a very unusual structure, it being broken down into multiple interlinked campaigns that take place over different periods of time. They seem to be going for sort of a Pulp Fiction feel. It's not completely unprecedented in Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2 had an extraordinary mechanic that I've never seen done anywhere else, called the B game, where Resident Evil 2 was a complete story about the same length as Resident Evil 1. The story took place, you discovered a place, you fought a boss, you killed a boss. And then, having completed it, you then unlocked the B game, which allowed you to play as the other character, and you could find out what they were doing the whole time the first character was playing through the A game. And it was mostly the same game, the environment was the same, the puzzles were the same, but everything was twisted slightly, so what... Ah, here we go, here's the video.
Resident Evil 6.
So there's the Resident Evil 6. Spider aesthetic there for their intro video, which has absolutely nothing to do with the game whatsoever. There are no spiders in this game. Actually, unusually, I mean... Well, there's a sort of spider in the game, but no real spiders, nothing like a spider that lives on a web, and almost all computer games have spiders that live on webs, so that's actually quite unusual. So as I was saying, so the Resident Evil B game, you went through the same gameplay, roughly, same locations, but the story was slightly different. Areas that were safe before were dangerous now, and vice versa. There were extra enemies, things happened that you weren't expecting. The whole thing was really beautifully paced. Really good idea. They didn't do that again, which was a real shame. They didn't do it in 3 or any of the later ones. Code Veronica had kind of its own way of doing the same sort of thing, where the story went on longer than you were expecting, but it wasn't quite like the B game, and so this is... Resident Evil 6 is a little bit like that. So we are going New Game Plus, Chris's campaign. The this is an example of the completely pointless, beautiful lavishness of this game. Here we have the menu for choosing the campaign, and we can see zombies on the wall, illustrating what goes on in Leon's campaign. Chris's campaign. Something happening. Bit of a hint. Start a new game without the weapons you've obtained, yes. So I can choose here between Chris and his friend Piers. Piers looks like he's in a boy band. I keep meaning to try online, but I'm really worried about just wandering around for an hour pointlessly while the other person refuses to cooperate.
Another round.
Hard to find a good steak around here. Not like back home.
fill her up.
You've had enough.
Listen, sweetheart. You're here to pour drinks and look pretty. So how about you shut your mouth?
How about you get the hell out of my bar?
Nowhere to go.
Ej, dama vas je zamolila da odete. I said she asked you to leave.
Never thought I'd find Chris Redfield wasting away in a shithole like this.
Who the hell are you?
Piers. Piers Nivens?
Never heard of you.
How about this? You heard of this?
What is that?
You really don't remember anything, do you? Bioterrorism.
Bio...
You can't hide from your past, Chris. No matter where you go or what you do.
Who are you? What is this?
Okay. You don't remember me? Well, how about them? Look. I said look! Those were your men! Men who died under your command! You owe it to them to remember, Chris! If you walk away now, then this was all for nothing! Enough! Damn it. 6 months of searching for you. And this is what I find.
BSAA.
Yeah. It's where you belong. Everyone's waiting.
Everyone.
We're taking you back, Captain. One way or another.
I don't think anything about that cutscene makes sense.
Can't keep running away. I have to face the truth. Accept responsibility. That's the only way I'll ever remember. The only way I'll get my life back.
HQ to Alpha Team. No change to your mission. Suppress the bioterror outbreak while proceeding to Point Ace of Spades.
Roger that. Preparing to drop on the 8 of clubs. We'll make our way to the Ace of Spades and find those UN workers.
So this is the day after. This is China. China on the day Leon arrived. Chris is different guns. So this is the campaign that was derided for being Call of Duty like. The developers explicitly said they were trying to appeal to a Call of Duty demographic. Chris starts with an assault rifle instead of Leon. Oh, he has a pistol as well. I think his pistol is stronger than Leon's, but he can't dual wield them. But you get the assault rifle right from the word go.
HQ. We've encountered hostiles at Diamond 3. Moving in to engage.
Looks like chaos in the streets.
HQ copy.
I think that's a zombie? Not sure. No, I think that's a person. Looking stressed. Piers is armed differently. He has a machine pistol that uses pistol ammunition and an anti-materiel rifle, the Barrett Light 50. which he just carries around with him everywhere he goes. My inventory is blissfully empty at the moment, and therefore no stress whatsoever. No other free stuff. Here we go.
The BSAA has arrived on the scene. Excuse me, can I get a comment, please? Excuse me, is this outbreak related to the situation back in the States? Is the BSAA involved there as well?
Look at this.
I love that. I think that's a great joke.
All civilians, clear out of the way!
Come in, HQ. Route 4 is a mix of civvies and hostiles. Got anything else?
We're under attack.
Son of a...
It's not clear who by.
Alpha Team, switch course from Route 4 to Route 9er. Head to the destination through the building in the 6 of clubs.
They're using poker card, well, playing card terminology, which of course has nothing to do with the chess imagery that we've already established, or the spider imagery on the main menu.
Alpha is en route to Ace of Spades. After they rendezvous with Delta, we will proceed with the operation as planned.
A red and a green herb. Can't see who's firing. The music is much more action rather than mystery. The criticism wasn't inaccurate in saying this was more of an action campaign. I don't personally have a problem with that. I think it's fine to have a zombie-based action game rather than zombie-based suspense game. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Looked a bit like I tipped him off. Didn't mean to.
Bravo to HQ. We're currently engaged with hostiles at the Four of Hearts. It's not looking good. Requesting immediate backup. Copy that. HQ to Charlie. Assist Bravo at the Four of Hearts.
They're killing unarmed civilians. They're gonna really love us.
Roger.
It's healing itself.
Here's HQ! We've made contact with two of them! It's the same kind we dealt with back in Edonia!
Copy that. Proceed with extreme caution.
That body doesn't disappear. Unlike every other body in the game, that one doesn't disappear. No idea why.
Move, move, move!
The cover mechanics are much more important in Chris's campaign. Camera is locked to the helicopter. I'm more worried about the guy with the RPG.
This mess!
Alpha Team, proceed along Route 9er. Take a back alley to get to the Ace of Spades.
Captain, remember anything yet?
Still trying to wrap my head around what I'm seeing here.
So Chris has amnesia. Has no idea who anyone is or what's going on. and they've sent him along on this operation.
You know, I figured you'd be a little rusty. But it looks like all that training's kicking right in.
Can the chatter. You ready?
I'm on it.
Sometimes a little difficult to tell the difference.
All clear.
So Piers mentioned having fought this kind of enemy before. Presumably this was at the point where Chris lost all the men that he told him off about. Ah, now one bizarre mechanic's too strong. One bit of interface, another example of extraordinary lavishness to no end. When you press escape, the character brings up their PDA, which is where the menu options are. You may have seen me do this as Leon a few times. Chris's PDA looks completely different, which means you have to relearn where everything is, because each character has a different electronic device that is, presumably in their opinion, more appropriate to that character. And this is generally true of partners as well. I think Piers has a different device to the Chris's device. So every character has a slightly different layout to their menu system. If no development time had gone into that feature, it would be a bad feature because it's confusing. The fact that they spent development time on it is absolutely baffling. Oh no, I was wrong, these bodies are staying as well. So you take cover by holding down what is the aim button, normally, takes cover. Then in order to aim you have to push yourself out of cover. It makes sense, it's a little less intuitive and usable than other aiming systems, other cover systems.
Echo to HQ! We can't hold them off! It's Diamond 3! HQ to Echo. Requesting immediate status update. What's going on? We're overwhelmed! There's just too many of them! We got no choice! We have to fall back!
So far a pretty straightforward shooter. I am gradually running low on assault rifle ammunition, so I should probably use the pistol for a bit.
Roger.
It's much louder this campaign. Got an entire squad full of men with assault rifles making a racket, difficult to talk. So that's what makes this...
Stay here and tend to the wounded. HQ, Alpha Team reporting. I got 4 of us heading along Route 9er.
That's what makes this fundamentally different to Call of Duty. Call of Duty, when you shoot someone in the arm, they don't grow a massive arm and then kill you with it. Which is good enough for me.
Roger! Enemy sighted! Find cover!
I don't want anyone charging in. Just hunker down and pick a target.
HQ to all teams. We've just received reports that hostiles are gathering around Bosawan. Proceed with caution.
So, as in Resident Evil 4, where shooting people in the head would cause them to mutate, here the same thing is true, but for almost all body parts. It's comical, it's not very scary. It's a legitimate claim to say that the game's not very scary, but it's wonderfully varied. I was pretty reckless with my ammunition now. Now running very, very low. Of course, that we're low on ammunition is itself a bit of a believability problem, because we are supposed to be a professional anti-terrorism organisation who was sent in to deal with this problem, and the man on the radio sounds like we know what we're doing. But we forgot to bring enough bullets.
HQ to Alpha. We've lost contact with the recon unit. Proceed with extreme caution.
Roger, HQ.
Chris has a completely different set of melee animations to Leon. I think all the characters do. So the huge variety of different melee animations has been done differently for each character. I think Leon and... sorry, not Leon. Chris and Piers, who are similar soldier type characters, still have different melees.
Shit! Man down!
Oh.
HQ. Still neutralizing hostiles at Fort Hart of the Charlie team. They're taking heavy casualties. HQ copy. Sending medics your way.
That one demonstrating that you can have 2 of those arms. Some sort of Chinese medicine. So because careful play would mean that you wouldn't see a lot of the mutations if you were playing in such a way as to avoid them, they fairly frequently spawn having already got them. Which is the right call for that kind of mechanic.
I'm on it.
These guys are really hard of hearing.
HQ to Alpha Team. That tenement building up ahead is the Ace of Spades. The UN staff that have been taken hostage are inside. Proceed with extraction.
When you're behind cover, it blurs. Which is great. That one.
We've encountered a Type 5 mutation.
Wings. Great.
His legs turned into a butterfly. And then he flew away. I love that. His legs turned into a butterfly. Well, probably a moth. Yeah, a moth. Not his head. His head didn't turn into a moth. His legs turned into a moth. That's actually one of my favourite pieces of enemy design of all time. Hardly scary, but genius.
Charlie to HQ. We've regrouped and are awaiting new orders. Things aren't going too well over at the Three of Diamonds. They need you down there. Roger that.
I think we're Alpha Team. Don't really have the ammo to waste on that. Some of those little blue icons can only be found by one character in a given campaign in various places where you split up or they have different capabilities. That one's ideally suited for Pier's sniper rifle and not particularly well suited for Chris's pistol. Meleeing Joavo is balanced a little differently to meleeing zombies. With zombies, because they don't have any ranged attacks, you can get into a fairly predictable pattern of shooting them and then meleeing them, shooting them and meleeing them. Joavo, because half of them are armed with guns, and the ones with giant arms are really dangerous to get up close to. The fights become a lot more unpredictable because you can't just reliably kill each one in the same way.
Captain!
I guess the muscle memory saved me there. Hey, Pierce, I'm taking a little fire here. I saved your ass. You want to return the favor?
Not an especially exciting scene for Chris, but actually not very contrived as a co-op situation. Makes a whole lot of sense. More so than some of the strange gate mechanisms in the catacombs with Leon and Helena.
You're gonna need a hand here. Make your way back to me ASAP.
We'll radio HQ for backup. You two proceed to the Ace of Spades.
Roger.
You can see health there regenerating to the final pit. Although it's more of an action campaign ammunition and item conservation is still just as important, and actually, because of the way the enemies are more difficult to exploit, in some ways matters more.
Coming from? Pierce, can I get some cover?
No problem, Captain.
The Piers player is over on the other building covering me. They seem to vary quite widely in health. I suspect they are actually given different amounts of health depending on the circumstances. So this place where we're split up, it's actually very dangerous. They seem to have been nerfed a little. That's Piers covering me with his sniper rifle from over there.
HQ to Bravo. Alpha needs to move out to Ace of Spades. Can you relieve them? Roger. Coming in from the 4 of Hearts. En route to assist.
Not safe to run in and melee when another one is covering. Not so much of an issue with zombies. These flying moth ones have submachine guns. Oh. It's much easier to accidentally jump off something or climb up something than it is to do it intentionally. Just gonna have a look around for some extra ammunition. This guy's... I'm short enough on ammo that I think the detour is worth it on this difficulty. Looks like it's everything. I tried to sprint forward, I instead climbed the ladder.
Roger.
That's the dual kick from Resident Evil 5, which I don't think Leon and Helena actually did. They mostly just pushed doors open together.
You're almost at the Ace of Spades.
Chris and Piers are playing Call of Duty, so it's serious business.
God damn it, an RPG! Bravo to HQ! We're taking some major heat over here! I don't think we'll make any time to really back one. HQ here, copy that.
Yes, it's just the two of us.
They can grab you the way zombies can, I'm not really sure why. So this is where the Serbian names come in. Those... they're called Joavo, I can't remember what that means. I read something that told me. But the mutations are all labelled as well. The anything with an arm mutation is called a Ruka. And those particular ones are called Ruka Serp. I have no idea whether that pronunciation is correct. Which means blade arm or something like it. And I think it's a good way. They started this in Resident Evil 4, and it's a good way of labelling enemies, because rather than everything just being called a Crusader or a Death Giver or the usual sort of well-trodden fantasy
Chris to HQ.
stereotypes.
We're at the Ace of Spades.
Copy that.
Taking inspiration from a different language is
Dispatched to assist with search and rescue.
a great way of giving new, interesting sounding words.
Good. I needed a break.
I didn't know you could get up there.
Damn it. We've been spotted. They're right on top of us.
HQ to Bravo team. Alpha team surrounded by hostiles. Get to the Ace of Spades on the double.
I think we told everyone else to stay behind for some reason, because
Alpha team, this is Bravo. We're moving as fast as we can. Keep your panties on, everyone.
Alpha team here. Roger that. We'll do what we can until you get here.
in this situation taking cover is a bad idea, because they're coming in from all sides. So I need to stay mobile. Gradually building up a larger and larger number of guys with blade arms.
How many of these assholes do we have to kill? Where the hell's that backup? No one!
Their melee attacks can be countered. I'm nowhere near good enough at it to try.
Hey guys, happy to see us. Bravo team, weapons hot. Don't leave any Duamos standing.
Finally. Choose your targets and let's finish this.
I don't know what the benefit of having two blade arms is. I don't know if they're any more dangerous than the ones with one blade arm. I don't think they're any tougher. Chris doesn't really get incendiary grenades, I don't think. He has flash grenades and just grenades as well.
All BOWs have been eliminated. Alpha team, help Bravo team get the civvies out of there.
Luckily Bravo team are a lot more competent than us, so they've managed to all survive and be in the right place. So the accusation that Chris's campaign is just an action game is entirely accurate.
HQ to Alpha, we have your mission brief. Rescue the hostages on the 1st and 7th floors, then get out of the building. As soon as all teams are clear, we will commence bombing.
It is an action game. The mechanics are a little clunky in places, the cover mechanics in particular. But it's got tremendous and hilarious enemy variation. So if that's a virtue, then it does that well. If what you want to do is shoot humans with much smoother, cleaner mechanics, then this is not an ideal game. Personally, I quite like the trade-off.
Clear!
That guy's legs turned into a spider. That must be the spider from the intro. Oh, the combat gauge that gets depleted by melee attacks. I did a lot of quick attacks and melee attacks there, and that's why I look tired. The combat gauge gets regenerated when you eat a herb pill, which is another good reason to eat a pill at a particular time rather than just chomp them down. It's just the right level of richness, I think. Complicated enough that you can get huge benefits from playing well, but not so complicated. Not so complicated that it's completely unusable, and with the exception of the way that you mix herbs and put them in your inventory in the first place, intuitive enough that if you have no idea what's going on, you can just munch them down. If it weren't for them trying to get the old Resident Evil flavour of red and green herbs in, a system where you just picked up herb pills and used them in the way that this game uses herb pills would work fine. As the notes. Up. So those guys' legs turned into spiders, which allows them to sit on the ceiling and shoot at you. I didn't spot whether it was the front half or the back half of a spider.
HQ to Alpha. The hostages are just up ahead of you. Eliminate the hostiles in there and get those people out of there.
It would be joyful if it was the front half of a spider.
Alpha here. Roger that. Going.
They've run off with the hostages. I need to check for ammunition first. No ammunition. Alright. Seem to have counterattacked him. think he went back this way. Yes, he did. Don't appear to be able to shoot the hostages.
Alpha to HQ, 7th floor hostage secured.
I like...
Other hostage.
The floor above you. You need to move quickly.
There was at least an attempt to explain why we're going in to rescue these specific people. They said they were UN workers, I think.
The top floor is secured. I'm leaving the building now.
We apparently don't care whether a whole load of innocent Chinese people die, but it's important to get the UN workers out. I think they said it was on the top floor. So Leon's campaign was a bit po-faced, and I don't think anyone would make the same accusation of this. I mean, the dialogue is po-faced, but the enemies are so hilarious that it doesn't really matter. It's clearly not taking itself seriously at all. How do I get into those crates? Ah.
Alpha to HQ, 8th floor hostage secured.
Copy that.
There's one more on the 1st floor.
That's the 8th floor, and this is the 7th floor. Then this is the 6th floor. Camera's stuck.
Follow my lead.
That's Piers telling me to come and help him unlock a door. Because he has infinite ammo.
Follow my lead.
Oh, another feature I completely forgot to demonstrate in the Leon's campaign is...
Way to get my back.
Follow my lead.
has a quick chat system.
Hell yeah. Get him.
Now's no good. This way. Now's no good. Wait. Now's no good.
The AI doesn't need you to tell it what to do. I haven't found any point, unlike Resident Evil 5, I haven't found any point where I'd rather they not do what they want to do and do something else instead. The fact that they can't die and have infinite ammo means it's generally fine. Chinese market treasure. That's everything. I think it's for directing your partner online. Let's see if I can do it now.
Delta 1 to HQ.
No.
All hostages on the 15th floor are secured. Leaving the building now.
Okay,
I'll see if I can
that just
communicate
leaves
with
us.
Piers a bit. And once again, we've gone off by ourselves because that went so well last time.
It stopped. Now what?
I can get through the ceiling if you give me a hand. Roger.
No indication of what you need to do other than if you stand in exactly the right place, you can press the partner assist button.
Captain, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's Oh, my inventory's full already.
Roger!
That's all the grenades and things. Speaking of which,
Kind of getting the feeling we're not welcome here. Come on, we can take him!
so Chris has flashbangs, which are actually pretty powerful. But a regular grenade would probably do better.
Follow me.
Try and use up some of my flashbangs. Oh, he didn't stay stunned for long. That the spider ones keep their guns is a brilliant subversion of a typical sort of expectation of this kind of baddie. Normally you'd expect them, as the blade ones do, to turn into a monster and then charge you. But these ones just happily keep on shooting at you. Being upside down doesn't seem to bother them. Really need to go and pick up some of this stuff before it disappears. I'm not sure if they're as vulnerable to a stomp as a typical enemy that's been knocked to the ground is. Oh, there's a door I need to go down there. Jumping across things like that feels a little bit more appropriate in the action-based, exciting music campaign.
Clear the building. HQ here. Copy that.
Plenty of ammo for both guns now. A couple of very efficient grenades.
Delta 2, I'm clear of the building. HQ here. Copy that. Alpha is still on premises. Bombing will start once they're clear.
Going in. Ready? Roger.
Not exactly Rainbow Six. Inadvertently took cover there.
First floor hostage secured.
Copy that, Alpha. Now clear out of there.
Come in, HQ. All hostages are okay. Alpha team is clear.
Copy that. Commencing with bombing.
Shit, we're trapped. What the hell do we do now?
I don't know.
HQ to Alpha. You can get out on the 3rd floor. There's a balcony on the west side of the building. Get moving.
They picked this moment to Gears of War style walk slowly.
Alpha team, get out of there now. Preparations to bomb the building are complete. Planes have been scrambled.
We don't want to be here when those birds show up.
They started bombing. Guess they don't care that we're still in here.
The mission takes priority.
Not quite sure why the building needs bombing. I mean, we've killed everyone inside. Oh, it wants us to go that way. No, it wants us to be on the floor above.
This building isn't gonna last long.
The place is falling apart.
Hurry! Here, go around it.
Nope.
Hey!
I seem to be locked in the...
This way! You asking me now?
Oh, he's got himself up. I was...
Captain.
So Chris's campaign quite different in tone to Leon's campaign. Same controls, different enemies, different weapons, sort of. Start with an assault rifle, use it a lot more. This is why I say the game has a lot of variety. It's not, you can't necessarily see it purely from Leon's campaign because it has a consistent feel, but then Chris's campaign just feels completely different, and deservedly so. A lot of people who were expecting a Resident Evil game were upset when they got a Call of Duty game, but as a game in which you kill baddies, I'd rather have baddies that turn into spiders and moths than baddies that don't, so I'm perfectly happy with it. In Chris Chapter 2 we're going to have a flashback and find out what happened, so that's going to be super exciting.